Hi, I'm Jens Anderson, Creative Director on DC Universe Online. So DC Universe Online is an action MMO, and when we say action, we really mean action. It's not about just clicking real fast. Skill comes into play with this game. You're going to see a lot of physics. It's very much like a third-person character action game where you're connected to your character. The inputs are really reflected. If you're going to hit, you're going to hit. There's no die rolls, no auto attack, nothing like that. A lot of exciting physics gameplay in our game with the powers and also in the environment. You can turn people into stone or blocks of ice and use them as weapons against their friends, or if you don't get to it in time, their buddies might pick it up and use it against you. So tactics and your decision making makes a big difference. So a typical day in the life of a DC Universe hero or villain is to go out on patrol in Gotham or Metropolis or one of the other exotic locations in the DC Universe, and you're going to come across clues and missions that you can get involved with. These lead into cases. Cases are kind of like our quests, or capers, or crimes actually, for villains. What you're going to do is you're going to unravel mysteries. You're going to use your detective skills to actually follow these clues on leads that'll lead you to different places of the cities, and it'll also lead you to private instances that you get involved with. Maybe there was some investigations going on with some burglaries in Gotham, and Jim Gordon contacts you and wants you to go investigate some crime scenes. You find tuft of black hair, on a skylight, one of these crime scenes. Turns out to be feline. You track down Catwoman and you wait for her in a private instance in a penthouse somewhere where she's trying to steal something from a safe, and you have a battle with her. So you'll be going in and out of private and public spaces, interacting with these iconic heroes and villains and trying to take them on or fight alongside them. Well, there's a lot of ways we do that. First of all, it's all about the context of the fiction. I mean, we have these questions all the time, right, that people ask. Who would win a fight, Superman or Batman? Well, let's look through the history of the comics. Actually, Superman has won fights that they've had, and Batman has won fights that they had. It depends on the situation. Fictionally, you can make anything work. So at level 20, yeah, you're going to fight, as a villain, you might fight Superman, but guess what? There's probably kryptonite in the room, right? It's probably weakening him a little bit. And also, the other important thing to remember is that our heroes and our villains are not B-listers and C-listers next to these characters. They're actually A-listers. We have a whole backstory that Geoff Johns and Marv Wolfman are coming up with that explain the presence of these characters in the DC Universe that the players are making. And they're powerful. They're no joke. So, expect to be running shoulder to shoulder or toe to toe with these guys. Sure, so PvP in our game happens in a number of ways. We have actual arenas that you go into where you can fight against focused battles against heroes versus villains, but we also have what we call contested content in the game. So let's say a villain sees a bank robbery and he wants to help the robbers complete it for a cut of the money. As soon as he does that, because it's a contested mission, he's flagged for PvP and a hero can try and stop him. We also have other kinds of content which is not PvP related. You have your own quest lines as a hero or a villain which you can go on and not get jumped or ganked by the other side. And depending on what server you're on, whether it's PvE and PvP, different options will be available. Sure, I was actually fighting outside Star Labs, and I was fighting against a PvP guy, or an enemy villain, and I froze him in a block of ice, and I threw him up into the air toward a bunch of other NPCs that were fighting up there, and one of my ally NPCs actually grabbed him out of midair, turned around, and started beating up the enemy that he was fighting with the villain the PvP villain that I had actually frozen. So there's some really cool stuff that happens not only between the player versus player action, but the player versus the enemy action as well, with the physics involved. Anything can happen in DC Universe Online. Sure, we have a really, really cool customization package. Basically, what happens is when you get a reward in the game and you actually get an item, you can put it on your character and it integrates into your suit. So you get those stats. They actually improve the stats of your character. You can see here behind me that they were actually, he's putting that stuff on. It's actually bumping up the stats. It integrates to the colors on your character. One of the things that's really important in a superhero genre is that you maintain the look of your character, the control of your character. We don't want you to have to put on something that detracts from the look of your character because it has good stats on it. So every time you find something in the game, it becomes part of your appearance collection. Your appearance collection is a collection of everything you've ever found, from helmets to boots to gloves to capes, and anytime you get a new item, you can choose to have it look like anything in your appearance collection. So you can choose not to show any item that you have on your person and keep the original look you had in Character Create, or you can actually choose to update it as you go, or you can choose to make it look like something you found at level 12 even though it's a level 50 item. Right now we're approaching our alpha date, and after that we'll be going into a friends and family beta, and then a closed beta and open beta from there. We don't have any news on a release date just yet, but we're actually getting close to feature complete. So from there we should be getting close to letting you guys know when this will be in your hands.